Hello and welcome to Monsignor Farrell High School here at Coach Dennis Barrett Stadium. Coach Rocco Del Priore, class of 2005. We got Bryce Moye, quarterback, sophomore, and Kevin Gumb, running back, linebacker, who is a senior. We joined here with Andrew Doyle and Dan Mastroguilio, two seniors on the defensive side of the ball, two guys named captain this season. First off, thank you for being here.
We're ready for the challenge. We embrace the challenge. We can't wait for it. Oakwood's about to rock. We hope to see you there.
Hello and welcome to Monsignor Farrell High School here at Coach Dennis Barrett Stadium. My name is Peter Kennedy. I'm class of 2012 and the Director of Alumni Affairs. Join with me, fellow alumni, head varsity football coach, entering his fourth season as such, about 25 years in the program if you count his playing days. Coach Rocco Del Priore, class of 2005. Another football season is upon us, Coach. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm great, Pete. Thanks. Best time of the year. Oakwood's about to rock. We're 11 days out from hosting our opener here and can't wait to get started. It's been an amazing off season. I started on January 3rd, 3 days a week in the weight room. Followed up with a great spring ball with over 50 colleges coming to watch our boys work out through the 7-on-7s. Tough old school summer workout season, and now here we are, camp in our beautiful stadium, the greatest facilities in New York State.
And now you're about 3/4 of the way through camp here at Monsignor Farrell, and now you're starting to feel that energy, right?
Oh, big time.
Obviously you have the calendar up. You know August 30th is coming up soon. People are probably seeing this around August 30th, and now you're really feeling it. That game time is here. How do you feel like the guys have responded now that camp is almost over and we're starting to prepare for that first opponent?
Oh, absolutely. We got a scrimmage coming up this weekend. They, this is a hungry group. They're eager to prove, as a team that we're the top team in New York State. So camp has been tough. We've pushed them, collectively, individually, and I love how they've responded. It's a resilient group led by 30 seniors.
Wow.
Really looking forward to grinding throughout the year and enjoying each moment and understanding that this is a marathon with a lot of sprints in it. So we're ready to run.
I can't wait to talk about some of those players, some of those seniors, some of the young guys who you expect to make massive impacts this year that you guys are going to be leaning on both sides of the ball, on special. But I do want to ask you a question first because I mentioned you're entering your fourth season as head coach. You've been coaching here for a long time now.
This is my 20th year.
20th year as a coach.
Yeah. Yep.
And then if you count playing days,
4 years.
24 years, which is time flies.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yep, ma'am.
So now that you're in year 4 of being a head coach, what do you think has changed for you, or what have you learned that you tried to make a kind of key for you entering this season?
Sure. So it's been a dream, to be in this seat, in this program that I grew up dying to be in and playing here, and all the things that I've learned throughout my time here as a player and then as a coach, and empower them, motivate them, and inspire them. Obviously to be great football players, but to be, men of faith and Farrell football men.
Yeah, that's something you always talk about, right? It's about the letters across the front of your chest, not the ones on the back.
7 letters.
7 letters in the front, right? And it's about the Farrell pride, the tradition that this program has had for so long now, being one of the gold standards in the league. And we're going to talk more about the CHSAA, which is one of the best divisions around, and that schedule, which every year comes out and you say, all right, this is going to be another grind. This is going to be another tough one, and you need some horses to win those races. So let's talk about some of those players.
But Pete, would Farrell want it any other way?
Absolutely not.
60 years we haven't backed down, and we're not going to back down for another 60. So we'll take anyone that comes this way.
So let's talk about some of those guys that are going to help get this team over the line through the finish line on those races here. Let's start on the offensive side of the ball. Every year in high school football, there's changes. Every single year, you are looking to new guys, maybe someone who was injured last year, maybe somebody who grew a few or worked out extra hard in our performance along the center.
We had a good weight season. We had a good weight room.
And then, of course, there are some returners who made an impact last year who you're looking to, again, to continue that same play. So who are some of the guys, you mentioned all those seniors, who you're looking for on the offensive side of the ball to continue to play well?
Sure. I'm going to start up front. We're very excited about our offensive line. Coach Bill Louisa, class of 91, is back. He was a former offensive coordinator here to coach the offensive line. So we're going to lean on the guys up front, and that starts with Carlo Della Ragione, Last year, he was a starting left tackle for us as a sophomore. Played some nose guard. He returns as a junior. Had a tremendous offseason. He's someone we're looking forward to running behind. Next to him will be Dom Spatola, another returning starter, two-sport athlete here, catcher on the baseball team. He's a real tough, hard-nosed, throwback kid. AJ Lombardi. Right now he's at center, a returning starter. He played right guard last year. AJ's brother was a Farrell Lion, and he's always wanted to play in this program, and his work ethic's been extremely well. So we're excited to return, 3 starters on the offensive line. We've got other seniors on that offensive line that didn't play so much last year, but we're looking forward to them, helping us, and that starts with Thomas Costello. He's in contact with a ton of NESCAT colleges right now, high academic Division III. He's the vice president of the school, and that's another guy we're going to look forward to leading in the trenches. We return our top 3 receivers from last year. Alex Houston, who was our Fugazi nominee, had a tremendous year for us on both sides of the ball. He's back for his senior year. Alex is a big play threat for us. Got great instincts on the defensive side of the ball, but on offense, he's very good in 50-50 situations. We return Braxton Moye last year as a freshman. He led the team and the island in catches with 34, had 5 touchdowns. He's gotten bigger, he's gotten fast, he's gotten stronger, had a great offseason playing for the basketball team and in the weight room. Sprung on the scene at a lot of the college camps. He's got a lot of high interest through all the Power 4 and Power 5 programs, so he returns. And then Gianni Pascaloni, who was a receiver slot for us last year, who had a great season. We'll ask him to run the ball. We'll get him the ball in the slot, and we're going to look for him to play corner.
And now I'll give you a break there for a second, because 2 of the other guys that I know you're about to mention, we will mention in a second as well, as they're not just key contributors.
They're captains.
They are also 2 of the captains. So we'll
Sure.
talk about the quarterback and one of your running backs in just a moment. But I want to start up front, because I feel like just like the NFL, just like college football, the guys with the flash, the guys on the outside, the receivers, the running backs, the quarterbacks, they get a lot of praise. But we know Farrell football starts in the trenches. So bringing back Coach Bill Luisa, who you mentioned already, what is the mindset for the offensive side of the ball going into this season?
The offensive line culture is back. We say the biggest part of playing offensive line is wanting to play the position. Today, where the games went and the flag football and college and NIL and all this, everyone wants to be the guy with the ball in the hand. But we all know the game's won in the trenches, and at Farrell we're prideful of how we run the ball and how our offensive line protects. So that's back better than ever. So I'm looking forward to that room growing and building that offensive line culture that we know it.
Yeah, amazing and necessary for all those skill guys to get where they need to go.
Absolutely.
Right? That's what people forget. The running backs can't run if they ain't got blocks up front.
You know it.
So now talking about the 2 final pieces that we haven't mentioned yet on the offensive side, we're thinking quarterback, we're thinking running back. They also were named captain. So I'll let you take the reins here.
Sure. About
your starting quarterback this year and your other captain on the offensive
side.
side.
So our starting quarterback will be sophomore Bryce Moye. He was named captain this past weekend. Player vote. We're really looking forward to Bryce, and his development as a leader and a quarterback. He's mature beyond his years, can make every throw on the football field, excellent with the ball in his hands. But I'll probably say his best attribute, Pete's above his shoulders, as he's a leader. He's instinctual, he's got high IQ, and he's holding the boys accountable, and he wants to be held accountable. So it's really exciting to see that, and we knew that last year as a freshman, and his playing time in the comeback win against Stepinac and his great moments, and really looking forward to the world finding out what we know we have here in Oakwood.
Yeah.
I can't say enough good things about our other senior offensive captain, Kevin Gumb.
Yeah, hang tight really quick. So I have one follow-up on Bryce here, because I've been out here for practice a couple of times, and the little things as a sophomore, right? It's always it's important to remember, sophomore quarterback, you got seniors, you got juniors,
Sure.
that you're leading. And I'm hearing him on the field saying, hey, when you run that, you got to look now. This is a quick play. If you don't turn your head, you're going to miss the shot, right? And hearing a sophomore have the willingness and the ability to lead with the right mindset is super important, because you can see through things like that very easily, and you can tell with 5 minutes on the field that they're on the same page, and he wants it as much as them, and they're all pushing each other in the right direction. And I think something to be noted again that you mentioned to me yesterday, is he the first ever sophomore captain in the program?
I mean, there may be something I don't know, but I'm 99% sure, yes.
Okay.
The last 25 years for sure, and I don't believe there were any before that. It was, when I played here, there was one sophomore on Varsity, John Farrell, and he went to Michigan.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I believe there's been underclassmen here. I don't know if they've been captains, but he's worthy of this honor. 90% of the team had voted for him.
Wow.
And just those little things, like you said, like we feel real good that we got an extra coach on the field at that age.
Yeah.
So looking forward to it.
Amazing. And now your other captain on the offensive side, of starter, I guess you call him.
Absolutely.
He started last year, a lot of games. He had a lot of carries, and you're going to lean on him this year too.
Sure. Kevin Gumb, senior running back, outside linebacker. Father played in the program. Uncles, maybe even his grandfather. This kid's a throwback type football player, 4.5 speed, currently holds an offer to Wagner. Had a great junior year for us. Started at our nickel outside linebacker position and was our next running back. Saw about 10 to 12 carries a game, had 5 touchdowns, close to 500 yards rushing. He's had a tremendous offseason. Really looking forward to him, in the backfield. And like I said, with Gianni, he could catch the ball in space too, so he should be tough to tackle. Another kid who, tremendous leader, and we'll be asking him to do things on both sides of the ball.
Now, I can't believe it took this long for me to let you talk about defense.
Yeah, baby.
Defense is your baby, right? You
Sure.
came up the ranks as a defensive coach. Before you became the head coach, you were the defensive coordinator. So if there's anything you pride yourself on, outside of the Farrell pride at large, outside of hard work, it's defense. So let's talk about the defense
Sure.
here this year. Obviously, we're talking high school football, one of the most competitive leagues around. You got guys who left, who you're going to miss. You got new
Sure.
guys who are stepping up. But let's start off with the returners, who you're going to lean on this year.
Sure. Before we start with the returners, I'd like to say, Coach Greg Rocco's back.
Oh, yeah.
He'll be the defensive coordinator
big
this
returner.
year. So the same way we feel about, the offensive line, bringing in Coach Louisa, Coach Rocco brings a toughness and a discipline to the Farrell defense that we know, and it's evident on tape. I'm super excited with the way the defense has progressed over this spring and summer, through installs, through 7-on-7 tournaments, and through our camp practices. You could see we're putting an emphasis on tackling, on running to the football, and aligning perfectly. So I'm excited about that. We return a fair share of defensive players this year, namely on our defensive line, as the entire defensive front's back. Senior CJ Palazzola, 3-year varsity player. CJ injured himself against Del Barton last year in week 3, wasn't able to return till week 9. So he's eager to prove that his junior season was a fluke and ready for a big senior year. Bring back Cole Savino, started all 11 games last year as a junior, led the team in sacks. What a strong thing about Cole is he didn't miss one day of school and one off-season workout throughout the entire year. Perfect attendance, great kid, got a motor. Really looking forward to him and CJ meeting at the quarterback. Junior defensive lineman Alpha Ba, who missed his entire sophomore season to a torn shoulder. Alpha sprung on the scene as a freshman in our 2023 season, leading us to the AAA semifinals. He was a key cog in the middle for us. Losing him last year, I won't lie, hurt.
Yeah, absolutely.
And he's back. He's in the best shape of his life. Just like I said with Braxton, a lot of Power 4 schools have reached out, monitoring him. So we're looking forward to a big year from Alpha. In the secondary, we return Houston, we return Pascaloni, and in the as noted as receivers, and then up front at the linebacker position, we have Kevin Gumb, like I said, Andrew Doyle, who's also a captain. We'll touch on Andrew Doyle, and we return Mike Insalaco, and we return another one of our captains, Dan Mastroguilio. So all 3 of those young men saw a ton of time last year at linebacker in different packages and made an impact. Unfortunately, Doyle and Interloco lost their junior years to injuries week 4 against St. Anthony's. So Doyle's back 9 months later after an ACL, fully cleared, has had a dynamite camp, having led to him being voted captain. And Interloco's back from 2 torn shoulders, and he's somebody that could tackle extremely well, is a great cover linebacker, and like I said about Bryce, plays with his head above his shoulders.
Yeah, and that's obviously important. You need quarterbacks on the defensive side as well.
Big time.
And it sounds like you got a couple of them. So now let's move on to some of the competition that you guys got coming up here, because as we know, Monsignor Farrell doesn't shy away. We're going to have a difficult schedule every year, no matter how you skin it, right? When you look around the CHSAA and the AAA division, there's tough competition. But on top of that, and most people are watching this video here prior to the game on August 30th against South Shore in Brooklyn, before you get to the CHSAA schedule, there's a gauntlet of good games.
Can't wait.
So walk me through
the
mindset in selecting these games and getting these games on the schedule,
You got it.
and how excited you are for that before we even get into league play.
Yeah, so what's really exciting now is the league has pushed back the start of our season and has allowed us to play non-league games. And the top of the AAA division, has a tough time searching for games, because you're not going to get anyone to play you who believes that you're better than them.
Right.
And that's fine. And we're not looking for anyone like that. We want to play the high-profile games. We're playing South Shore from Brooklyn. Our league has paired up with the PSAL, so about 6 different schools will play the public school in the opening weekend. We have South Shore here. They were 10-3 last year, semifinalists in the public school league. Solid team. A lot of good, real athletes. Looking forward to that game to match their speed, but they're going to have to match our intensity and our discipline, Pete. About early on in the new year, we were contacted by a gentleman who was starting the Tunnel for the Towers Heroes Bowl.
Yes.
The theory was to pit the 6 best teams in New York State at a neutral site and donate all proceeds from the game to the Tunnel for Towers, be it that it's near the 25th anniversary of 9/11.
Yeah.
With us having lost so many alumni and family members in that, when they offered us the opportunity to play in this game, we jumped at it. So we'll be traveling September 5th out to Albany. We'll be playing Christian Brothers Academy in Albany in the opening game at their school, the host site. They were 14-2 last year. They were 2 in New York State. They returned the Gatorade Player of the Year in New York State. They're a strong, rich tradition program just like us. We can't wait for this opportunity. We're labeled as the underdog in this game, and we're excited to go there and to prove to New York State what we know we have here in Oakwood. So we'll leave Friday, college-like road trip atmosphere. We're going to go with Mr. Tobacco to his alma mater to Albany. We're going to practice on the field.
Nice.
We're going to tour the school, eat a little lunch, get back on the bus. We're going to stay at a hotel as a team, have a little team meal, couple walkthroughs, a little old school chalk talk, and then we're going to wake up, and then we're going to run Power and Counter down their throat. And when we get back on that bus, all New York State's going to know.
Yeah, and I remember being in those shoes as a player, going up to Buffalo.
Yep. Well, we had a good one, man.
As an underdog, right?
I talk about that trip all the time. You made a couple plays that day. You guys don't know. Number 81.
You go up there, and I remember players saying, we got a long bus ride home after this from Buffalo.
Yep, yeah.
And if you remember, we had a long bus ride out because we got a flat tire.
Yep. Coach Cerullo fixed the tire.
Winning that game before going on that long bus ride makes a massive difference.
Without
so if
a doubt.
There's any red
You got
bikes
it,
there,
kid.
win that game, make the bus ride home a pleasure. Then after that, it's not just what we got to do in New York State.
Big North.
We're going to test out Monsignor Farrell football against some of the best from New Jersey.
Sure. So this will be the 4th year that our league has done the battle for the bridge. So the top of the AAA got paired up with the top teams from the big North Division out in North Jersey with the likes of Del Barton, Don Bosco Prep, Bergen Catholic, Paramus Catholic, St. Joe's Regional. So we're paired up against Del Barton for the second of a home and away. Last year they came here and beat us on our home field. We get a chance to repay the favor on September 13th out there in Morristown, 1:30. Really looking forward to this game. We know we could compete with them. Last year was 7-0 at the half. We had our opportunities. We were sloppy with the ball, and then it got away from us in the end. And trust me, a day don't go by that we don't realize those mistakes we made in that game, and we've been working at that since January to make that. It's going to be exciting. Looking forward to go out there. Beautiful facility, great, strong program, rich in tradition. They'll test us physically. They'll test us in the discipline, and they'll test our toughness. And we're priding ourselves on those 3 attributes as a team this year. So what better way to do that right before our tough league schedule begins the following week.
Yeah, and then getting into the league, it's always going to be a exciting season. I know when you see that schedule release, you got to be looking at specifics and say, hey, we got this team last year, we got to repeat. We lost to this team last year, we got to get them back. So when you look at our schedule this year for Monsignor Farrell football, what stands out to you? What is a key game that you're excited for that you know Oakwood's going to be rocking?
Yeah, so...
besides every game, obviously.
Yeah. But, look, right now there's only 6 teams in the AAA. So in our mind, there's 5 teams really in our way from our main goal to win AAA championship for the first time in 25 years. We obviously play other games in our league schedule as they do crossovers with the island schools with a great Fordham program. But we'll go one game at a time through the schedule. We open with St. Peter's here on 9/19. But, if we want to achieve a first-round bye, if we want a great seed in the playoffs, we're going to have to go through our AAA foes. And on our AAA schedule this year, we'll host Cardinal Hayes. We'll go on the road to St. Anthony's, and we'll go on the road to Iona, who's the defending New York State Catholic champion. So we're eager to prove we could win the AAA. We believe we have the players to do it, and we plan on doing so. And we'll need each and every alumni, family, and student here in our back, giving us the advantage, Pete, to go do that.
Absolutely. This place is extra special when that stands behind us over there is filled up and rocking.
Yep.
And, obviously you can always catch our action for our home games and most of our away games as well on locallive.tv, which is actually moving over to Sport Engine. But if you found this video, you'll be able to find that, no problem. We'll put some links, and we'll obviously give you all that information as it comes out. But last question for you. In your 4 years of being a head coach, you've gotten the home playoff games, you've gotten the playoff wins. You just mentioned your ultimate goal is to win that championship. Well, why don't you wrap it up for our viewers and wrap it up for us here about what the year 4 goal for you is, and more importantly, what the year goal is for this entire team and program.
You got it, Pete. Our culture here at Monsignor Farrell football, people, passion, and purpose. I believe it's stronger than ever right now. I said quite some time ago that the dream was that the little brother wanted to wear the older brother's jersey like you did. And right now we have 11 players on the varsity who had older brothers or fathers that played Monsignor Farrell football. We set our goals out real simple, Pete. We got a 7-step process for our goals. 1's win the first game.
Right.
First non-league. 2's to win all the non-leagues. 3 is to win the island games. So we play St. Joe's and St. Peter's. 4 is to host a first-round playoff game. 5 is to make it to the AAA championship. 6 is to win that AAA championship. And then 7 is to win the New York State championship, which the Catholic League team will host this year. So if your date and your book is open, I believe that's November 29th, 1:30 at Monsignor Farrell. So that's the goal. That's the plan. I could guarantee you that we're a connected group. The boys are so proud of the tradition, of the history. They love it. They're proud to play for the 7 letters across their chest. And they can't wait to show everyone from Farrell and everyone from New York State what we're all about, starting August 30th at 3 p.m. We're ready for the challenge. We embrace the challenge. We can't wait for it. Oakwood's about to rock. We hope to see you there. Pete, thanks so much.
Absolutely, Coach. You said the 7 letters on the chest. You got a 7-prong goal. Makes sense to me. I got a nice
shirt from the alumni golf outing. looking forward to the bocce outing October 8th.
October 8th.
I got the date right?
There you
I'll
go.
be there right after practice, baby.
Of course, some more Farrell merch will be involved in that bocce outing, so check it out on our website. You can find the registration page for that October 8th on a Wednesday. One of the best days here
Big time.
at Monsignor Farrell High School at
Good
2900.
food, good laughs, and a little botch.
What more can you ask for?
A AAA championship.
Exactly. That's all we got. I'm Pete Kennedy, class of 2012. That's head coach Rocco Del Priore, class of 2005. Signing off for now. Stay tuned for some kickoff and some live high school football action right here in Oakwood.
Yeah,
we'll talk to you soon. Hello and welcome back to Monsignor Farrell High School. We are here at Coach Dennis Barrett Stadium. I'm joined with our two offensive captains, or two captains on the offensive side of the ball. We got Bryce Moye, quarterback, sophomore, and Kevin Gumb, running back, linebacker, who is a senior, both in their second year on varsity, both with a lot that they are excited for this season. So Bryce and Kevin, first and foremost, thank you for joining me here today. How are we feeling? We're about three quarters of a way through camp here. How's the body holding up so far, Bryce?
I'm feeling good right now. We're just working every day, just getting through the days, preparing for a game. So yeah, I feel good.
And that's where you're supposed to say, I'm the quarterback. No one can hit me. It's all good. I feel fine. Now, running back, linebacker, you're getting hit a little bit more in practice here. How are you feeling, Kevin?
Feeling a little sore, but I'm pushing through it and stuff.
Yeah, and when you're a little sore during camp, that's a good thing, right? You're getting those calluses in for the season, and obviously there's a lot of excitement for this year. And obviously there's so much to talk about with a great schedule coming up, a lot of tough competition, and a lot of goals that I spoke to your coach about that you guys are looking to accomplish. So let's start off with this. I want to ask you guys about last year. You had a lot of experience on the varsity level. Kevin, I'll start with you. You got a lot of carries, played a lot of snaps on the defensive side of the ball. What did you learn in your first year of varsity football that you're looking to bring into this season?
Just the intensity from coming up from JV. It was real hard moving up, and like the speed of the game was much different than playing and getting used to it. And I feel like this year I can use that to my advantage, so I can see what's coming.
There you go. And Bryce, you had a lot of snaps under center, or in shotgun, if you will, last year as well. Led a big comeback win against Stepinac. You got your feet wet. Now you're hitting the ground running, not only earning that starter spot, but captaincy as well, which we'll talk about in a minute. What do you feel like you learned last year, both getting to observe and then getting on the field as well as a freshman on varsity?
I just learned that you got to keep your mindset cool and calm, because if you get too hard, get too low, you could throw off your game and things like that. And especially playing quarterback, you got to be a leader, and you got to keep your team level-headed. So I feel like that's good for us, and I think I just got to worry about keeping my mind right and help the team stay on a steady roll. And
now with that being said, being a leader as a quarterback is a guarantee, right? Mm-hmm. Whether you're named captain or not, if you're the quarterback of the team, you have to be a leader in some way. Now, how do you feel about it being named captain? I'll ask both of you this, but I'll start with you, Brax. Brax. Already. Twin brother, wide receiver. I already went with the wrong name. Bryce, in your second year as a varsity player, the first ever sophomore captain voted by the team in the program history, how did it feel hearing your name called as a captain?
It was truly an honor to be voted by my peers and things like that, because I feel like there was a lot of guys that could have definitely filled this role, but I'm honored that I was the guy that was picked, and I'm ready to lead my team, and yeah.
And how do you attack that as a leader who that you're a little younger than these guys, you're only a sophomore, there's seniors on this team? What's your mindset day in, day out at practice to try to keep that right mentality to help inspire others?
I know they got faith in me, and I have faith in them, so I know that when times are getting tough, that they're going to rally around me and my leadership. So I'm very confident in the team that we have, and I know they're confident in me too.
Yeah, now Kevin, you as well. When you heard that name say, one of our captains this year, 2025, Monsignor Farrell football, Kevin Gumb, you also come from a line of family members who played in this program. What did it mean to you to hear your name called as a captain?
I was grateful for my teammates picking me and stuff, and just knowing that they can rely on me when times get rough.
Yeah, and that's what it's all about in a tough year. A lot of physicality, a lot of grueling moments. They always say the blood, sweat, and tears, and they're going to be leaning on you guys just like you're going to lean on them all year. So now looking at this offensive side of the ball, and obviously, Kev, you're going to play some defense as well, but offensively speaking first, let's talk about some of the guys that are going to help you get there, because we all know that the receivers, the running backs, the quarterbacks, they get a lot of shine, right? They get a lot of glory. They score the touchdowns, but you can't do it without the help up front. So why don't you start off with hitting me up with some of these guys that are going to help you get to the end zone this year on the offensive line?
First of all, I'm going to start off with my boy Big Cannoli, and then I'm going to go to AJ Lombardi, Dom Spatola, Thomas Costello, Munir Bushi. Those are the guys up front this year. They're going to help me score.
Now, what is that relationship like as a running back? Because sometimes in pass pro, you're obviously helping with the blocking. When you're running the ball, you need them up front, making solid contact, creating holes. What's that relationship like as the running back with the offensive line?
We're really strong. We're always fooling around in the locker room, and then when we go on the field, we can just know we have each other's backs.
Yeah. Now, Bryce, same thing for you. You need the offensive line just as much, if not more, than the running backs, right? To get the passes off, to get the run game right, to read the defense right, to make the right calls, etc. What's your relationship been like building with that offensive line?
It's been great. I know they got a lot of faith in me. Same thing with the rest of the team. So, like those bigger guys up front, I know like they'll do anything to protect me and protect the guys like around me. So I feel very confident in them, and they got confidence in me too.
And a quarterback is only as good sometimes as the skill players around you. So you got a lot of returners, you got some new faces, you got a lot of people who are looking to get right into this painted end zone right now.
Yeah.
Who are some of the guys you're looking to this year to connect with on the passing game?
Yeah, we got a deep core at the receiver room. Guys like Braxton, Houston. We got a transfer in Libretta. Got a couple of returners in Tate and Lucas and guys like that. So I'm very confident in that group, and I know that they'll make plays. And guys like Trist, who's the leader of that group, and people like that, I know that group is tight, and then they help each other out, and that helps me out. So, yeah, I'm very confident in that group.
And now, got to ask this question here because you do have a twin brother. I just called you by his name by accident. Again, my bad on that front. But it must be pretty special to know that your twin brother's out wide for you, catching passes. He led the team in catches last year as a freshman on varsity. What are you expecting from him, and how much extra pressure can you put on him as your twin bro to get it done for you?
I expect a lot from him because, that is my brother, and I've played with him my entire life. So, I do expect, a little extra from him. But I know there's a lot of other guys in that group that could take some pressure off of him and some pressure off everybody. So, the pressure is hard on him, but the other guys around him can help him out with that too. So
now let me ask you guys this question here. I talked to Coach Rocco about some of the goals for this team this year. As captains, as leaders, as guys who have a big expectation for yourself and for this team out here, what is the goal? What is the mindset for you guys going into your schedule? Kevin, I'll start with you.
First, we just got to win our home opener here, and then we got to win the non-leagues, and then win the islands, and then we just got to make it to the playoffs with a bye, and then just from there win the championship, and then win the state championship, and that's really it.
Coach Rocco's got you trained because he had the same exact answer, word for word, bar for bar. I said you got 7 letters on your chest, right? Farrell's on your chest, not about the name on the back, it's the name on the front. 7-prong goal as well for the season. So it's a good answer. Coach Dell's got you trained out here. So let's have some fun now. I want to talk to you guys about 2 things. First and foremost, Bryce, I'll start with you. Quarterbacks, there's plenty of guys in the NFL that you can probably look up to, past, present, college, maybe, whatever. Is there a guy that you look at when you watch them play and you say, I want to model my game to that? I like how he does X or Y, and I want to try to do some of the things that he can do. Is there any player that stands out for you as someone you kind of look up to like that?
Well, from a past, kind of because I'm a Seahawks fan, so obviously used to look up to Russell Wilson, but someone that I see that models my game a lot, and I can see myself looking at him, and I see a lot of me and him as a Justin Herbert type of guy, bigger guy, big arm, accuracy, things like that. So yeah,
I like that. Justin Herbert. That's one of the guys I like this year. He's getting a lot of pushback this year because he lost in the playoffs, but dude has immense talent. He made very minimal mistakes last year. I expect big things from him. I expect big things from you. I like that answer. Kevin, on the running back front, or you can go linebacker front if you want, because I know you play a little bit of both sides here, but on the running back front, is there someone you watch play, you're like, that's the style I want to play?
Probably Marshawn Lynch, because I don't want to go down this year. And Nick Chubb, he's a kind of a little throwback player, the way he plays, and I love the way he plays.
Now, can Kev catch out of the backfield?
Yeah, Kev catch.
He got hands out of the backfield? Yeah. There you go. What about in the receiving? Any receiving backs that you like?
Christian McCaffrey.
CMC, of course. Yeah, of course. That's a good pick. Now, last question for you guys here. You guys are both basketball players in your own right. 1-on-1, all ones, no twos. Who's winning?
Me. No. I'm definitely winning.
No, you're not. Definitely not.
Definitely winning.
Now, how does basketball translate to the football field for both of you guys? Is there any way you can parallel those 2 sports?
Definitely. The competitive side of it, you always want to be competitive. Whatever you do, you always want to win. I hate losing, so that definitely helps me with that. And then just building relationships with people on and off the field. Some people in the school definitely play 2 sports. So some of them definitely play basketball, some of them play football too. So helps connections like that. So yeah.
What about you, Kev? Any thoughts on that?
Probably the physicality to basketball to football. That's about it.
Cross them over, right?
Yeah.
Bring a little football physicality to basketball and then bring it right back. It's great stuff. All right, guys, thank you so much. Congratulations on being named captains. It's a great honor. The 60-plus years of tradition of this program here, and you guys are now part of that legacy carrying forward. And I know there's great expectations for you guys. I know you guys are ready for it. So thank you so much for joining me. My name is Pete Kennedy, Director of Alumni Affairs, Class 2012. We got Bryce Moye, quarterback, Class of 2028.
Yeah.
There you go, math, and Class of 2026 for Kevin Gumb. Excited and looking forward to another great year in Oakwood. Signing off. We'll talk to you soon. Welcome back to Monsignor Farrell High School. We are at Coach Dennis Barrett Stadium. My name is Peter Kennedy, Class 2012 Director of Alumni Affairs. I'm pleased to be joined here with Andrew Doyle and Dan Mastroguilio, two seniors on the defensive side of the ball, two guys named captain this season. First off, thank you for being here. How are we feeling about 3/4 of the way through camp here, a couple days away from the first real action?
Feeling good, obviously sore, pretty bad, but, that's part of it, make the practices harder so the games are easy. And we're clicking now. We got pads on, so everybody's having fun, and it's just a lot of violence, which is good.
There you go. That's the defensive side of the ball. It's much different, right? We talked to the offensive guys, talking about the offensive line getting a little violent, but they're talking about the skill guys scoring touchdowns, etc. We're talking about violence right away. Dan, you had a lot of experience last year playing for this team. Now you're coming in as a senior, voted captain, a lot on your shoulders as a defensive quarterback in a way, playing that linebacker position. What do you feel like you learned last year in your first taste of varsity football experience that you're bringing into this season?
Yeah, it's a whole different game from JV to varsity. I didn't play much. I played about 2 games, and it's just different. The team has to be different. We work hard, and it shows on the field.
And now, Doyle, you had a interesting year last year because you were playing, and then you had a pretty rough injury that kind of took away a large portion of your junior season. What was it like battling back and through that adversity, getting ready for senior year?
Yeah, so to just kind of go back to junior year, it was a battle from the start, really. I was battling with seniors to, get on the field. And I did, throughout, the second to third game, I sort of got that spot. And then it was just crushing, my first game starting, kickoff, tore my ACL. And, that's been something that honestly has increased my mental toughness. Obviously nobody wants to go through that, but when you do, it sort of builds you a new character. And obviously, God wouldn't give you anything that you couldn't handle. So I'm just grateful that I was able to bounce back and be back here with my team. So that's it.
And that's really what it's all about, right? It's not how you get knocked down, it's how you get up, and clearly you've done that to great effect so far. But we all know that football is the ultimate team sport, right? Yeah. You could be the greatest linebackers in the league. If the D-line and the DBs aren't doing their part, the defense may not look the part, right? So what are you guys looking at around you guys on the defensive side? Dan, I'll start with you. Anyone stand out who you're leaning on this year a lot?
Wow, we got to talk about the other linebackers, Mike and Sulaco. He's been great. He's always been part of our, the 4 linebackers there. And then we have Frank DiMaselli, who plays safety and linebacker. He's the other outside linebacker. And then we have some of the younger kids coming up, Charlie Costanzo, Vento, Angelo Stallone, just all impact players.
And now, Doyle, anyone else to add maybe on the defensive line? Because it all starts up front.
Yeah.
Farrell football coach Rocco Del takes a lot of pride in that. What do you see in front of you when you're prepping those defensive plays?
Yeah, can't get anything done without the D-line. That's just the truth. So, we got a lot of players up there. We got Cole, CJ, Alpha, Joe Vitale goes both ways. Let me see. Gotta think. Cannoli is going to be doing some damage there when we get into the red zone. So that's going to be good to see. And then, I'm glad that I got those guys because I'm really close with all of them. So it's good to be able to rely on them and to have chemistry. So.
Yeah, it's obviously important for the linebackers to get their tackles, to clean up those plays, to make the impact tackle for losses if the D-line is giving you those opportunities, right? Like we already mentioned, the ultimate team sport. You don't have as many opportunities as linebackers if the D-line ain't getting the job done. And then vice versa. For you guys, you can do your job. The DBs need to pick up their slack as well. So you're talking about a lot of those guys. And I know a lot of those guys will be playing on both sides of the ball that Bryce and Kevin mentioned earlier as well. So now this season is exciting. You got a lot of games that are going to be high level, high competition. You're going out to Jersey, you're going upstate New York. When you think about the competition level this year, what excites you, Dan?
What excites me is just knowing that we play at the level we do. We're the only team on Staten Island that plays at this level, so It's a big boulder on our shoulder, but we like to carry it, you know. It's how we do it with pride.
Yeah, and Doyle, what do you think about when you see the schedule this year? You get excited for some of these matchups?
Yeah, I'm definitely pumped up because some of these teams got the better of us last year that maybe shouldn't have. Just mistakes that can't happen again. And, you know, when we actually go to play them this year, we're going to do it flawlessly, and we're going to execute this time, and we're going to actually show them what we could do.
Now, Andrew, when you heard your name announced as captain of this team, what kind of went through your head? I know you're a legacy guy here at Monsignor Farrell. You had two brothers who are great athletes here playing college baseball. You're on the football side. I know you play baseball as well. Your father was class of 95, played football. When you heard your name called as captain, what did that mean to you?
I was just so grateful. And, you know, something I talked about in my speech when we were talking in the breezeway is that it's bigger than football. So I'm glad I have all these guys around me that, you know, we all just love each other. We can all rally around each other, you know, when times get tough, like they were saying on the offense. And some of my best friends I've made through this program. And also, I just, throughout all the skill that we have on this team, I'm just so surprised that they view me as a leader. And I just couldn't be more grateful. And I'm going to try to do my best to try to lead this team.
And Dan, same question to you. You heard your name announced as a captain of this team. What was the first thing that rushed through your head?
It was a little surprising, honestly. I've been a captain of this program for 3 years now. This was the only year I really didn't know if I was going to get it or not because we have so many leaders on this team this year. Everyone stepped up. And once we all did get called captain, we all gave a speech, and one of the main things we all preached was not to stop leading. All these kids that didn't get picked, they got to keep leading the program with us.
Right. And that's the right mentality. And like I mentioned to some of the other guys I've spoken to, just because you're not captain doesn't mean you can't be a leader. And the best teams have 11 leaders on both sides of the ball. Right? And obviously everyone leads in different ways, some by example, some a little more vocal. It sounds like we got a little bit of both from all four of you guys, and that sounds like a great way to put this team in the right direction. So let me ask you this question, a little more fun on this front here. Is there a player in the league that you guys look at when you watch on Sundays or Mondays or Thursdays, because the NFL is king, right? It's on all the time. Is there someone you watch play your position where you go, yeah, that's the type of guy who I want to play like? Dan, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Lawrence Taylor.
Nice, old school.
Yeah.
I like that. Why?
I just remember before games, like Pee Wee, I still do it every once in a while, but watching the hardest hitters on YouTube, big compilation, he was always multiple videos of just him, big 56. So just sticks in my head.
And there's a lot of alumni right now who are watching this who are saying, Lawrence Taylor, that's a good pull from a senior in high school to mention him, especially here in the tri-state area. Obviously, Lawrence Taylor, legendary as one of the best defensive players of all time. So I don't know how you follow up from that. Lawrence Taylor, who do you got? Who's your guy you look up to there?
Luke Kuechly.
Luke Kuechly, very nice. Another throwback. Look at this.
Yeah.
You got a couple of guys who are, 17 years old?
Yep.
Yeah.
Who are throwing guys back who are retired. Look at that. Luke Kuechly, why does he stand out to you?
You know, he's a smart guy on the field, and he knows what he's doing. He knows the assignments of everybody around him, and that's something I kind of like try to build, incorporate into my own character. Like I try to be, I try to be a student of the game. So I try to be obviously just as physical as everybody else, but I try to know more about the offense than they might know about themselves. And you know, you really got to study them if you want to beat them.
And now, what's it like getting up for practice, right? Going against this offense. You know, you get Bryce and you get Kevin Gumb, you get Braxton and Houston and all these skill players out there. You get the O-line that you kind of mentioned before. How do they make you guys better as a defense? Dan, I'll start with you.
We're great on both sides of the ball. It only makes us better if we're doing good on good. You know, we want that. We want to end practice good on good. That's all we really say about it.
Yeah, we're doing good on good all day long.
Yeah.
And that's the only way we're going to really get better is if we're seeing the best of the best coming at us, because that's what's going to happen in the game. And obviously we're banging each other up, but at the end of the day, it's just the game. So obviously,
now who's getting the best of each other so far in camp?
Defense, no question.
Yeah. Defense.
Do we agree with that, offensive guys over here? Yeah, shaking their heads.
One day.
I'll say once pads came on, everything changed.
Yeah. I love to hear that. Last question, pre-game meal. Obviously, it's important to keep the body right. Coach Schmitty is listening, by the way. No, I'm just kidding. He's not. But Coach Schmitty obviously has you guys training all year long, getting strong. But what you put into the body is what you get out of the body. What is the pre-game meal? It's Friday night. You're out of school. A few hours before kickoff. What are we eating?
I mean, we as a team, We go to La Fontana a lot to go, you know, they got some good food over there. They have the penny vodka, the pasta. They got the chicken
Parma.
parm. Yeah, so it's good to get all that. And then I'll bring like a little extra stuff with me. Like I'll bring Nature Valley bars, you know, just extra carbs. And I'll probably bring like a chocolate chip granola bar.
There you go. What about you, Dan?
I've been having steak before every game since Pee Wee football.
Wow, there you go.
My mom cooks it just right. Steak and Gatorade, that's all I need.
I thought you were about to say I eat nails for breakfast.
Well, I throw that on the top a little bit. but,
That sounds great. It's a pre-game meal. A little
Yeah.
pasta, a little steak, a little chicken. Get right. Make sure that body's fueled. We know Coach Schmidt will be proud of that. And obviously, you guys have been putting in work all year in the off season in that weight room. Now it's time for the pads. The pads are on already.
They're
So it's
on,
time to put those pads to use. And we're about to play some real football here in Oakwood on Local Live. If you're watching this, hopefully you enjoyed. You can find more of our stuff on our YouTube page, on Monsignor Farrell High School, as well as follow us along all year long right here, Monsignor Farrell High School at Coach Dennis Barrett Stadium. Thank you guys for joining me. For Andrew Doyle, for Dan Mastroguilio, I'm Pete Kennedy, Class of 2012, Director of Alumni Affairs. We'll talk to you soon.